going from one unusual thing straight into another. Friends, let me tell you about Homestuck. How do I even start? Homestuck is ostensibly a webcomic, it's weird because I get to use this phrase in context, and I'm not making a hyperbole. It is more like an interactive web experience.
Excuse me?
No, really, because in addition to it being a webcomic, it also has segments that are animated, segments that are interactive, like weird stuff that like breaks the borders of the comic itself. The narrative actually like starts shuddering apart at its base level. The writer, Andrew Hussey, is one of the characters. And not like I'm so great. He is a self-insert, but he's just like, he has such a bad time in that comic. It's weird.
Alex, interactive web experience, Stacy.
So, God, how do you...
So what is one of the hallmarks of Homestuck that you wouldn't see in a regular webcomic?
Oh, there's a lot of them.
The fact that it's absolutely
it's very
impenetrable.
Yeah.
Thank you.
It's like a lot of people compare it to the Odyssey or the Iliad. One of those. Do they? Yeah.
Huh.
Really? Yeah. No. It's calling it an epic is actually not an exaggeration or like a misnomer.
Probably the Odyssey.
Sorry,
more like
the Odyssey. Yeah, it's a big story, and it's a little weird to get into. But like once it's the Dark Souls of webcomics because like it is a little hard to get into, but once you sort of tune into what it's laying out for you, it's very rewarding. But by that same token, it is 100% not for everyone. Mm-hmm. And don't let anybody tell you differently. If you try to read Homestuck and you don't like it, there's nothing wrong with you. Not even a little bit. What I recommend to people to get a feel for the format and for the style of jokes and that sort of thing is read Problem Sleuth first.
Which is his second.
So awesome.
Yeah, it's Andrew Hussey's second work. And like if you're into that, then you'll probably dig Homestuck because it has a very particular sense of absurdist nerd humor. That's not Andrew Hussey at all.
One of the things
his lips aren't big enough.
One of the things I really enjoyed about Homestuck was when you start, it's very much like it is a panel and then it is sometimes just descriptive text.
It's interesting. Well, it has a format different than basically any other comic. It reads a lot like a storyboard.
Yeah.
Because it's single panels. Sometimes they're animated. Yeah, a lot of them are like animated a little bit.
Yeah. Like
you'll have a panel and somebody will be like jiggling, and then a lot of the dialogue is done through chat logs, and it's sort of about friends on the internet. It's about us. It's about nerd culture and it borrows from a lot of the hallmarks of that. And
if anybody noticed that young lady sounds just like Alex.
Yeah, she does.
One of those, one of the things that I really liked about it when I was reading it early on, because I came right off of Problem Sleuth,
mm-hmm.
and was like, he's starting this new thing. Oh yeah, I'm totally going to read this. And for example, all the kids in the story, they're supposed to be playing a video game together. That's what's supposed to happen.
A video game the short version of Homestuck is a bunch of kids who are friends on the internet play a video game that destroys the universe.
Yeah, and so when
Why would they do that?
Well, when they start playing the game,
uh-huh.
There are points where, what's it, John's is the first character?
Yeah.
Okay, so John goes to pick something up in his room,
yeah.
and then he puts it into his inventory.
Yeah, the comic really makes fun of video game tropes.
Yeah, and
in like a big way.
And everybody has a different, like it's not like everybody in the game has a certain way of managing their inventory. He does it like everybody has cards, and he does it with a stack. Other people do it with a queue. Some people do it with like a linked list. Like if you know about programming, that's kind of funny.
Every single character in Homestuck has a different way of making fun of shitty, like obtuse inventory systems. Bussy, sorry.
Bussy.
Of terrible inventory systems in video games. It makes fun of terrible crafting systems.
Yeah.
And like weeaboo stuff.
And all these great little things like Dave has a big brother who's very mysterious. We don't really know anything about him, but we're gonna keep throwing in the mysterious big brother, and I stopped reading it because I found it impenetrable.
it really it does take some work to get through it.
Was
but
Midnight Crew part of that, or was that from Problem Sleuth? I can never keep that straight.
there's some overlap, I think. I feel like a couple of the characters from Problem Sleuth. No,
I can't remember.
it's all a blur. to
It's a
me.
massive universe.
But yeah, no, I like it. I think it's good, and maybe you'll like it too. Maybe you won't. All I encourage people to do is like give it a shot, and maybe it will be very good for you.
Yeah.
Good music too.